All right, welcome everyone. Welcome to this very, very special client interview with the famous Julie Wintle from New Zealand. And over the next 20 to 30 minutes, what I'd love to do, apart from introducing Julie and the great level of achievement that she's managed to orchestrate and create in her business and her personal life, is to give you some real tools and practical know-how to help you grow your business and grow yourself as an entrepreneur, as a leader in your niche, in your field, using your business as part of that vehicle. So welcome, Julie. Great to have you on.
Thanks, Matt. Good to be here.
Yes. So let's introduce you. So who is Julie Wintle, and what's the business or company that you run?
Sometimes I'm not sure who Julie Wintle is, but today Julie Wintle is the founder and the owner of Streamlined Dictation services, which is a company that types sound files over the internet. So people send me sound files and of meetings, of interviews, of letters, anything that needs to be taken and put into an electronic copy. And we type them up in their styles and their time frames and send them back to them via the email. So I have a team of ladies that work here with me in my office, and yeah, we're doing really well.
Fantastic. So how long have you had the company for?
I started it in 2003 when everything started to move from analog to digital. I saw an opportunity to work through the time zone differences in different countries. At the time I was in England, and I could see that the law firm that I was working with was looking to outsource, and I thought, well, why don't I go home and start up and they could outsource to me. It didn't quite work like that, of course, but it still worked, and yeah, so here we are today.
Fantastic. Yeah, 15 years, like that's an absolute milestone, and it shows a level of maturity in not only you but also in your business as well, that you've had that devotion and dedication for that long.
Determination, actually, and grit to keep going. It's so easy to have said time to move on, but you know, I didn't. So yeah.
Well done. Well let's give those people watching this interview a little bit of backstory. You and I have been working together just over a year now. On various levels of your business, but most importantly as well on you as the CEO, the Chief Energy Officer in your business. So where were you prior to you and I working together? Where was your business and where were you personally?
Well, to backtrack a few years before that, I knew in my heart that the business wasn't where it was, where I wanted it to be, because of me. And I knew I had to change if I wanted the business to change. So I found a coach before you who worked very hard with me on my beliefs and my fear. And I had got to a level where I had tools that I could put in place and use when I was in that fear place, and had a lot more confidence in myself. And I got to the point at the end of 2016 where I felt I needed to go another level, and that's when I let that coach go and found you. And when I was on the 1st of January 2017, I knew I was going to have a fabulous year, and I knew that I needed someone to help me make it fabulous. And I was developing my spiritual side of myself, meaning my awarenesses of things, of myself, of my business, of just how things were happening. And so I really wanted to work with someone that understood that of me, and that was you, really. So we sat down and we did a plan, and you just lit my fire even more. You did the business side of things, which was really good. I had been doing the mental side, and I'd been working quite hard on that for 3 years, but I really wanted somebody that understood the mental side and the business side and made it grow, and which is what we've been doing.
Wonderful, wonderful. And if this is if this is any different, please clarify or correct me here. The couple of years prior, your revenue was oscillating roughly around the same sort of mark each year for 3 to 5 years. Is that correct?
Yes, you said it's about right. Yeah.
Yeah. So now, if we fast track, well, actually, let's look at what you needed back then. So you obviously had done some work on the belief structures around yourself, around your business.
Yeah.
And you've made mention that you really wanted those two worlds to come together: the mental, the spiritual, but also the business side of things. What do you feel you were looking for back then? You know, as a business owner, as the visionary of your own, I guess, entrepreneur. Profit. Good.
And a word.
Love it.
Profit. And
yes.
also belief that I could make profit because of what we do. Modern technology is knocking at my door all the time. And so my belief in what I do was being shaken quite a bit. And so it was good to meet somebody who had belief in what I was doing and that it was still relevant in today's world. And yeah, so taking it, profit is really what I wanted. And one of the things that you did do for me was made me look at what I wanted out of the business instead of just working a business and taking out what it gives me. You showed me how to desire what I wanted and get the business to give it to me, which is quite different to how I was working. I was working of, I've got to make this business work mentality, as opposed to, I want to do this, the business is going to give that to me. And I still struggle with it a little bit. I still have to work really hard on that mentality thinking and keeping that in my head, that if I don't know what it is I want, the business can't give it to me.
Well said. So said like a master. Absolutely. And this is some, yes. Well, the master is always the student too. So that's the beautiful thing. And I see this a lot in the business owner, entrepreneurial, solopreneur sort of space, where that the business is a vehicle, it's a wealth building vehicle in people's mind, but they get caught in the technical and in the management, and they lose sight of why they actually did it to begin with and why they're still there and where they want to drive that vehicle into a more abundant, higher potential future for themselves and their family. So let's fast track now to just over 12 months. What does your business look like, and how do you feel inside of that business?
My business looks like it's on solid ground right now, which is really good. I've surrounded myself with people who believe in what I'm doing, and believe in me as well, but more so believing in what I'm doing. There's a lot of media hype out there on modern technology and stuff like that, and a lot of it's really valid, don't get me wrong, but it can put a fear in you that about where your business can go. And so for me, I've got really quite confident and clear about who I am and where I'm going for the short term. And it is the short term because I'm not quite sure from next couple of years onwards that I know what I know that I want more income coming in as I get older, but whether this is how I'm going to do it, I'm not sure. So yeah, where I'm sitting right now is
well, that's great. That's really good, because you in the last couple of months there has been lots of energy change, lots of industry change, governance in New Zealand as well, which obviously impacts in, the mindset or the consciousness of your end user.
Absolutely.
Or your client rather. So, from a profit perspective, just speak about that a year on and how that's contributed to obviously the growth of your business, with equipment, but also your personal life, Julie, being able to take some time away.
Well, you may, by getting me to focus on what I wanted to achieve in 2017, and you really made me write it down and you made me send it to you and stuff like that. And that was quite empowering for me, because I was a type of person that always went, oh, it'd be really good to do this. But it never got any further than that. And so last year was a big milestone year for me. Hubby turned 70. I turned 65. It was our 45th wedding anniversary. And I went, we need to celebrate this. And by you making me put those things down, it allowed me to actually plan it in my business and plan it in my year that I would do that and have the money to do it as well. And that was really good. We had a lovely few days away for our 45th wedding anniversary, and I did things I would never have done before and had the courage to do. And what it's done for me business-wise, for the first time at the end of the last financial year, which was at the end of March 2017, I made a really good profit. And I know in those January, February, March that I was extremely busy here in the office, which is when I was working with you, with extra work that was coming in. And this year, I've still made a good profit again this year. But having said that, I've invested in my business greatly over 2017 to 2018. And that's still given me a good profit as well, plus do the things I want to do. So yeah, it's been really good, and that's continuing.
Excellent. I mean, from a client, quality client, or a perspective, you have had great quality clients in the legal profession, the medical, recruitment, and building and construction, and government, and those sort of things. So what is the caliber of client now? You've positioned yourself differently, and you're now winning bigger contracts rather than drib and drab. So do you just want to quickly share about that?
Yes, we started to, when my vibration started to really lift, so did what I was attracting. And so now it's not uncommon for me to get a good sized contract in, whereas before it was just, one-off stuff. And it still is one-off stuff on projects, but it's projects that are a bit meaty and have got some value behind it. And whereas 5 years ago, I would never have thought I would have built somebody like I am today. It's quite different. Yeah.
Wonderful.
And I just had someone start working with me this week, and their comments were that my business looks really professional online and all of that sort of stuff. And that's all part of the work that we've been doing together as well, re-looking at what's being said on the website and all of that sort of thing too.
Yeah, and that's just part and parcel of re-engineering and up-leveling one's business, isn't it? So the technicalities, the marketing, the authority positioning in the marketplace, who your ideal client is, and going after those so that those other smaller tire kicker type inquiries are reduced or just fall away. So you're not wasting your time with those. But
I am actually getting confidence to let those small people go too, whereas once upon a time I would never have done that. Yes. I just got a call yesterday, actually. Somebody wanted some help with PowerPoint. Well, we don't really do that, and it's not our forte. We could do it, but it would stress us out, and we were busy enough anyway. And so I just said, oh, look, I'll refer you to somebody else. And gave them to
That's
them.
great.
And they were really pleased with it.
Really, really good. Well, let's go now to some of the personal practices that you've evolved into and that are now contributing to your business growth, but also to the quality of your vision and the quality of your life too.
I've always done yoga. Well, I haven't always done yoga. I started yoga just after I started my business, and that was that's been made a real impact on me, to be able to get space, I suppose, within myself and not be a manic person of, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. And that's what I was like before I started yoga. So a lot of that drama has been dissipating through yoga. But probably more to the point is that you introduced me to Joe Dispenza. Actually, it wasn't you that introduced me, come to think about it. It was somebody else introduced me to him. And you and I talked about him, and I did some more work with him on meditations. And that was a big turning point for me at the end of last year. I started doing one of his very long meditations, and that just gave me a new level of calm. It gave me a level of space, and I've created space to be able to do things for myself. And it's quite interesting what the feeling is when you listen to those meditations. And I listen to one now every day. I do my yoga and then I listen to a meditation every day. And I'm starting to feel like I'm going into a particularly different realm than where I was before. I find it quite scary. I put up blocks every now and again, and I'm not sure whether to trust it or believe it or all of those sorts of things. So I'm in a quite a new learning place, and I don't know about you, but I just love learning. I love finding something new and teaching it too, actually.
Yes.
To those people who want to learn. So yeah, and I do that every day, and I also walk on the beach. But I'm a fine weather walker. I pick my days. I don't go out and it's blowing a gale or it's raining. But I love going out just before dawn and when the moon's still out. And I just love the atmosphere that is there, and I often get a lot of information coming to me at that time of the morning. It's very, very, very good, that side of it.
Yeah, so you're, that self-care, that I guess the nurturing of your entrepreneurial spirit, but also the nurturing of your physical self too. That you now actually have specific times each week where it's you time, where it's out of the office, where it's it's time for self, rather than getting sucked into that. I need to work from 7 till 7. I need to be on it all the time and feeling that stress and pressure.
You also taught me that it was okay to take time out for the self. And it's one of the things as a business owner that is quite hard to accept. As you said, you're feeling that you need to work all the time. And one of the things that you did for me was you suggested that I just go out one day or 2 days a week and just go and sit in a coffee shop or wherever I want to go and sit. It could be on the beach or wherever. It's generally at a coffee shop. But just sit and just let things ride over me. And when we're really busy, I've found it's really important to do that. That just lets me come get grounded again. And see the beauties of what's happening around us. And one particular day, I don't know if you remember, but I went out for a coffee and I the sun was shining, and I went and sat in the sun, and I just let it just ride over me because we were so busy here in the office. I just needed to be. And on the ground was two little sparrows playing with a jeffer, and they were flicking it to each other and rolling it backwards and forwards. And that was just so uplifting to watch nature at its play. And it just changed how I was feeling completely. And that stuff's really, really important, I think, as an entrepreneur, business owner in particular.
Yes, without doubt, without doubt. So, the grasp on an understanding of energy now, how would you say your grasp and understanding of your own personal energy and what we've been working through at times, how you project your reality, how you cultivate your reality from within?
That's completely changed. That side of me has completely changed. I'm now getting to a point where I can stop and feel myself at the level I want to be. Whereas before, I never believed, A, I could be there, but B, the belief is coming through, and that feeling can just come in now at different parts of my day instead of having to be in meditation and that sort of stuff. But I've understood that money is just an exchange of energy, and I never saw it like that before. To me, you had to work hard to get your money. I was always brought up, work hard, you get paid for it. And so therefore, that's how I felt I had to do it. But now I'm realizing that there's more about energy exchange that is as important as anything, really. Yes.
Wonderful. So you mentioned earlier about the next three years or so. So you say, well, I don't know what's going to happen beyond then. But within say the next 90 to 180 days, let's say the next 3 to 6 months sort of thing, where do you feel? Go on. Yeah.
You can ask the question.
Where do you feel you are going, would like to be going with your business, and you being the navigator, the captain of your own ship?
I haven't told you this, but I wrote...
Love surprises.
You probably know it anyway. But I've got at the beginning of each year, I have a workbook, and I write down... I've written down what I want it to be. I don't know if you can see it on there. It says 400K in 2018.
Love it.
So this is my workbook, and I write all my notes when I'm working with you, and I write my thoughts and all of that sort of stuff. And the first page starts off, what did I learn and enjoy in 2017, and where to in 2018. And so that's what I started off with this morning. Oh, not this morning, at the beginning of the year. I must reread it again, actually.
Yes, without doubt, Julie. Go on.
Absolutely. But so for me, I really want to build on. One of the things that you taught me to do last year was because December, January and February is quite a challenging time in New Zealand because of Christmas holidays and stuff. And it's a lot of people are on holidays, so therefore it's quite a down period. You taught me to put money aside for that period of time, and that was such a cool thing to do, because I came into that period in a high financially anyway, and I thought, great, I've got money here now for my taxes. But of course the universe had a little bit more to say about that, and decided it needed 3 new computers instead. But it took the stress away from me. I now know that I am abundant. I now know that the money is there. Whereas before I felt, well, where's it going to come from? I have to make it. I have to type. I have to make it. If I'm not doing that, then it's not coming in. and where my thinking's really changed a lot now, and it's really bringing the energy in as opposed to bringing the physical money in, if that makes sense.
Yes,
yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful.
So where I'm going for 2018 is that target still there, I have to say.
Good.
And it will be double of what I did last year. So, yeah, that's where I'm going. That's where I'm seeing myself in the next 100 and so days. How many days have we got left? 2018. Yeah. And I'm about to go away on a holiday too. And this is something else that I haven't really done much of. And that is I've just blocked out time and said to the girls, I'm away.
Yes.
And I am away. There's no, I'll pop in and see how you're going, or I'll touch base or whatever. I'm away. And
Stunning.
And I've just blocked off 4 days of absolute just rest, so that we in a new place, so we don't have to worry about maintenance around the house or all anything. That's the stuff. We're just going and resting and doing what we feel like doing. I found it's really important to look after me.
Yes. Without doubt. So obviously the raise of the bar to 400K is a raise in the consciousness, is an expansion of your belief structure in the field, but also grounding it in to meaningful, practical steps, attracting high caliber clients, repeat caliber clients, and becoming, industry known in certain sectors. So in closing, there's so much information here that you've shared with people, and I encourage you, if you're watching this, just to go back over, even put it at 1.5 or speed of 2 and recount it with Julie, because she is dropping some absolute bombs here. In closing, what advice would you give to someone that is currently in the situation you found yourself in? You might have flatlined or be oscillating in your business. You may have, your belief structures may have been rattled or contracted a little bit about what is possible for you, your life as a business owner and CEO. What advice would you give them right now, Julie?
The advice I would give, is look at people that can teach you something you don't already know. So by that I mean looking at the energy structure of things. I have never thought about energy in a business before. I've always had high energy and I've always attracted what I've wanted, but I've never understood it. I've never even thought about it. I've never even analysed it or worked at it in any shape or form. But what I am finding with working with you on an energy level plus a business level, you've been in business before, you understand business yourself, and when I come to a patch where I'm uncomfortable with it or I don't understand it, you just put it in a frame that A, I don't beat myself up about it, and B, I don't fear it, and I look at it calmly instead of looking at it in a panicked way. So I would suggest if anyone's looking to change where they're at, is to find somebody as yourself and who works on both levels, business and on energy levels. It really does have an impact. The belief levels are so important. That is something that I'd never really understood either until this last few years. But that belief level is very powerful. So that's the first place I would start, is working with someone that can help you with your belief levels, and buy into your dream. Someone that will buy into your dream, that goes, oh, don't be so damn stupid. You don't want somebody like that. You want someone that goes, yeah, that's cool. The guy that's just done my website for me, the first thing he said to me was, "My God, you've got a good business. That is such a relevant business." And I went, "Really?" And he said, "Yeah, don't you let anybody say that your business is dying because of technology."
Yes.
And I went, "Wow. You know, that's the people that you want to have around you."
Yes.
You don't want the doubting Thomases. You don't want the people that are going to say, "Well, you've spelt that wrong." And you want the people that go, "Oh, you know, you write a really good story. The hell with whether it's missing the odd word in it or not." You don't want people that are going to go, "Oh, you've made a mistake there. You shouldn't have done that." So you want those people with energy. Sorry, I get a little bit tired.
It's good. You're getting fired up, Julie. It's awesome.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
But yes, absolutely. So, you know, it's an age-old principle, surrounding yourself with the caliber of people that you are either aspiring towards vibrating with, and also those people that can help you along the way. You know, whether it's support or guidance or strategy, you know, or intelligence, you know, to look behind the scenes of things. So that's
sorry. One of the things too is that working with someone such as yourself, you've got a network, and I've connected with quite a few of your people that you have in your network, and I found that very valuable as well. And getting to know other people who are in my realm and in my thinking, and that's been really helpful too. Just being able to connect with them every now and again. It doesn't have to be every week, but just have somebody on your side really that's in the same level or growing like you're growing, because there's no way you can be an entrepreneur and be in business without growing. And if you don't want to get out of that comfort zone, then it ain't the place to be.
Yes, so well said. So well said. Oh, you've covered what beautiful advice there. Really, really love it. Love it. It just it shows how much, from my perspective, I've seen you move, grow, and expand, but also mature as that next level leader in your own business. You know, so that you are really that captain of your ship now. You take full responsibility, but you're not wearing the responsibility heavily now with that sense of, well, I don't know what to do and I need to override everything. You take that time out for the self. You, as I would say, you know, you dial into a field that holds your vision, that holds your desires and your plans as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because one of the things that I wanted to do in 2018, I've been trying to do it for many years, and that is to get off the tools. And it's just starting to become easy to let the tools go now and not be a part of it.
Yes.
I can see I can do so much more in the energy line of work on myself and with you than if I could just let that go. And this is what's starting to happen now. I've started to put things in place and give people the courage and the confidence that they can stand up to. That's been really valuable too, being able to do that, particularly with one of my girls in my team. That's been really cool. And yeah, I can just see her growing like there's no tomorrow as well.
And that's the power of being a leader, that, you know, you show the way, you lead the way, and then your team aspires with you. That's beautiful. You know, absolute honor, and so proud of how far you've come and where you're going. This 400K is absolutely within reach, Ju. So
we're going to have a talk next week then, aren't we?
Oh, we absolutely. Before you go on your 2-week vacation, we've got to crack that energy code on that 400. Yeah. What does it feel like? You know, and what needs to happen for it to be realized in your field. So thank you for watching. I know that there will be some phenomenal turning points for you in your business by taking some of the advice and turning points that Ju has shared with you during this time. If you would like more information on how you can grow your business, understanding the energy principles behind your business, and really serve your industry, your niche at a much higher level, then somewhere around this video or on this page, you'll find a link. Click that link and book a call with me. It's not a sales call, it is a conversation. Let's get deep into your business and where you want to go, and we can talk about the rest from there. So Julie, thank you for your time. Absolute honor to have this time with you. And as always, travel light, my friends. Bye for now.
Thanks, Nick.